How important do you think smaller venues like that are for when bands are coming through and trying to hone their craft and sort of work out what it is that they want to do?
It's really important that there's a bunch of venues of that size, because obviously there's so many bands touring all the time, and those are the most important venues, because as soon as you get offers to play bigger, that's fine, you're done, you're good, you know, like, but when you're, like you say, trying to figure out what you're doing as a band or doing your first few tours, when you're just making ends meet and all that, those venues are the ones that really, really count. And also get people like through the door by their identity. You know, a lot of people, I guess, they go to Victoria just to see a show even without really knowing who's playing. They just live right nearby, or they know that the type of shows that are being put on there are of a certain, you know, genre, certain type that they know they're going to like. So it's really important to have a few of those hubs around.
The Victoria is somewhere that you guys have played quite a few times over the years now. What is it for you that you love most about the venue?
So many things. We love the Victoria because ever since the very beginning they've been so like welcoming of creating a safe space, which is something we care a lot about as a feminist band. Like, our feminist politics aren't just in our lyrics, but it's very much the spaces we navigate, and having all women and non-binary people to the front. And we've hosted our like queer prom event there a couple of years ago, which we used to do with another band, Trumpet, and you know, they really worked with us to make that a safe space for queer and trans people, which is really significant, because you know, nightlife is a real space of harassment and exclusion for a lot of gender non-conforming people and women, and it means a lot to be able to work like with a venue who really embraces community and like works with us side by side.
Absolutely. They were so they retrained all their staff through the Good Night Out campaign, which works with venues and promoters to make venues safer spaces and keep everybody safe. And we suggested it, and then they took the initiative and got all of their staff and all their security trained as well. And the sound is always really good there, and the guys that work in the kitchen are really jokes. And they redone the green room.
We're just gonna move in.
We're happily moving.
Biggest thing I've noticed from like my friends who are involved in the industry, even like people work in bars, like I said, sound engineers, musicians, makeup artists, all struggling for that, like, where do we, you don't fit into the box, you struggle to just get the support that you need.
Our show at the Victoria was seriously a highlight. Like, there was this like amazing crowd, and like Charm Pit was the band that we played with. They really brought it like a cool energy.
There was a very feminist energy.
Yeah, and it was actually off the hook. Yeah,
it's definitely a good spot. Like for London bands particularly, and people coming through London, it's kind of like that space where you go to first.
Yep.
When you loaded in, did you get caught out by the bookcase?
Oh yeah, the secret entrance. Yeah, it's so cool.
So like I put nights on there as well, and the amount of times I've had bands from out of town send me a message when they've got there first, and like, where are we playing? Like, what are we just like, do we set up next to the bar? I was like, no, it's there. You just work your way back.
It's a bit like Harry Potter-ish.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's the vibe they're going for.
But very cool.
I mean, the Save Our Venue thing is absolutely wonderful. Right? Because, you know, it's not even just giving people from London a chance to play to a bunch of people. You know, prior to Marston's, a band from Detroit, where are they going to play the first time they come to another country? The only reason, to me, anything honest and sincere smarts is it always starts small. It never starts bloated or big. And if we start losing small venues, then I just don't feel like anything real's gonna like happen.
I totally agree with you, man.